I have been studying happiness, and of late, I have been very curious to understand what is the relationship between happiness and the job that I do, or happiness and the income that I make. So, I have been studying a lot of articles and papers and all that, surveys and all. And of late, I have started studying Science of Well-being, which is a course on Coursera. It's done by a Yale professor, and it's this course is just awesome. It's very not costly also, so you guys can also do it. But I want to share some of the things, some of the findings that I have seen from there, so that you can also understand what's the relationship between. The income that we make and the job and the satisfaction or the well-being that's there, or the happiness that I am working upon. Okay, so if you look at this first chart that I'm going to show you, it talks about what do recent grads want when considering a new job. So if you look at it, most of the graduates want compensation. So if they get good salary in any organization, that would be the first criteria for them to go and join that organization. So I think, see, there are a lot of dilemma in people whether salary is important or not. But the survey is saying, though this is a bit of an old survey and it is done in America for American graduates, but still I think it makes a lot of sense. So it does say that. Most of the students look for jobs which provide them high compensation. Yes. And now I'll show you the next one. So if you look at this survey, what does this say? The American Freshman Survey National Norms for 2005. Now this is also a bit old, but then I think it's relevant even now. If you look at it, what's very important in life for these freshmen? And in 2005, they said that very well off financially, that's very important for them. 71% said that. And only 52% said develop a meaningful philosophy on life. However, interesting part is that if you look at 1967 data, it is very different, isn't it? It is not the same as what students are thinking in 2005. I'm sure, like now, if we do survey, um, what do you think? I think that very well off financially would have really risen to maybe 90% or so, isn't it? Okay, so with these surveys, it does confirm that people do think that income is very, very important for us to be happy. However, guys, I have some bad news. Yes, lot of surveys have been done till now, and if you look at this picture, this tells a bit about what is the correlation between life satisfaction and income. So if you look at 1940s, where the stuff was not so much, we did not have our iPhones and cars and air conditioning and all that. That time when the happiness was measured, it came out to be 7.5 out of 10. However, in 2015, where we had all this, I think internet was there, then the laptops and all that, and look what the average happiness is. It's 7.2. Oh my god, it's even less than what it was when when we did not have all the stuff. So what does this tell you? I'm also reminded, like when we had Maruti cars and these, middle class families like mine, we used to just, you know, um, get into the car, and there used to be 10, 12 people in one small car and shouting and screaming and laughing and going for long rides. And look at today, we have big cars, big SUVs, and you will have just one person or maybe one driver driving, and the couple sitting at the back, not talking to each other, just busy in their own world, with their own iPhones and etc. So you see, things have changed. It's not easy now. If you look at because I read a lot of books, I got hold of this book also, The American Paradox, that's written by David Myers. Now, what does he say regarding the correlation? He says our becoming much better off over the last 4 decades has not been accompanied by one iota of increased subjective well-being. Oh my God, look at it. And another statement that comes from him is, compared with their grandparents, today's young adults have grown up with much more affluence, slightly less happiness, and much greater risk of depression and assorted social pathology. So, guys, these are some stats that are showing some correlation between the income and the happiness. Now, there were a lot of study, but then one more study that interested me was done on poor nation and wealthier nations, and the relations seem to be different for poor nations and different for wealthier nations. If you look at it, the poorer nations, the relationship is massive. That means if your as your family income grows, your mean life satisfaction also keeps growing till a point. However, if you look at the wealthier nations, it is quite constant. If you look at it, a bit of ups and downs, but then not lot of relationship is there between family income and this one. It is like family income increase in family income is not increasing the mean life satisfaction for wealthier nations. So I think see, we people who are working, who have a business or their own setup, I would call them maybe a bit lower than wealthier nations. So people like us may not have that direct relationship between family income and mean life. So that means if our family income increases, it may not impact the mean life satisfaction so much. However, the question is also that how much salary is enough. Like if it is, if it does impact poorer nation, then at one point even we were having lesser salary. So what is the point at which we say that, okay, yes, now I have good salary and I'm happy? So another figure that I came across was this much. Anybody earning 30,000 wanted, if when asked like how much salary would you expect, the person said 50,000. Okay. At the same time, when another person was earning $100,000, and people asked him how much would you want, I mean, anybody would think that, oh, that person must be so happy, satisfied, why would he want so much of money? But then amazing, he says 250,000. Yes, he or she, they say that they also want much more. So you see, there is no end to wanting a salary hike. So that's the thing out here. However, then it also made me think that what is the threshold? What is that salary at which, if I'm there, I would think that a person is happy. And so there was this data that I came across, which says that emotional well-being rises with increase in income until one reaches $70,000, after which further increase in income doesn't yield further gains in EWB. So that's the scenario out here. There is a threshold, guys. Amazing. Yes, there is a threshold beyond which, even if you earn more, you will not be more happy. So you see, I don't know what that threshold for Indian middle class like me is, but then definitely there is a threshold beyond which it does not add to happiness. So I think with that I want to end. I'm still studying more on this, and I will keep sharing with my friends. Till then, be happy, be satisfied. Yes, I mean, lot of data is telling that money may not be directly related to your happiness. So let's understand more as we go ahead, and I will share with you. Okay, thank you, bye.